Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today it's time for the anniversary live stream recap. I'm going to break this into probably a few different videos because this live stream went on for like 2 hours. And I know that no one wants to watch a live stream that's 2 hours because really only the information came in the first 45 minutes and then it was nothing. But as you can see on the screen, we have the units for the anniversary. It is dark, so I'm sorry all you fire meta lovers, you just get to sit there and wait another month. But we have a free-to-play ISIS, so just like how we got free-to-play Shinsha for the Light 2.0 meta, that everyone is available, you know, the game was built on these two new characters, everyone is able to get Shinsha, and now everyone is able to get ISIS. She looks good. Her character art is solid as crap. Like this is good character art. But then we move on. We have Dark Rimuru Battle Unit, AOE Rimuru. We'll go over everyone's skills in a second. That's the whole point of today's video, is just the skills and the ult animations and such. And then we have MILIM, single target, who looks to be a very, very good support. And then we have Protector VELDORA. So we have not received a battle unit VELDORA since Butler VELDORA in the Wind 1.0 meta last December, right? We've gotten Space VELDORA Protector, and now we have Dark VELDORA Protector, of which Space VELDORA also led Dark. So, you know, funny things are happening. But these are the three main units. We have a triple feature unit banner, just like the half anniversary had with VELDORA, Hero, and MILIM. Now we have Rimuru, VELDORA, and MILIM. So obviously they know what units sell very well. So let's go on to their actual animations. So we have the live stream video pulled up, and then we'll go ahead and play this. Make sure the sound is on. And I'll take myself. ないの？じゃあこれにしましょう。ミラーズエンド。俺は一人じゃない。力を貸してくれ。みんな。はあ！テンペストスラッシャー。俺たちの勝利だな。私の舞に合わせてみよ。もう息切れか？ならば試合だ。ドラゴンワルツカルマ。優雅な私もいいだろ。英雄と共にお前たちを守護しようぞ。テンペストプロテクション。我に任せておけ。So the animations, they look pretty good. I'm not displeased with any of them. However, we now have the skills to go over. So I have translations from my boy Roxas, who was with me the entire stream translating. We will use his translations first, and then we will compare that to the global developer diary that just went up to make sure that there are no other interesting things that are happening that he missed or is just not shown. So we're going to start off with MILIM. So MILIM, her first skill, 55 points, increases Soul of Combos damage by 70% and her own damage by 15% for one turn. So we have another MILIM who is boosting ults, but she is also giving herself an attack boost, which is kind of like what the old Wind MILIM did. She was an ult booster, and then she also gave herself a personal boost. It was like crit rate or something, but it was bad. It's like 15% or something, so it's not great. This is much better. You know, her giving the entire team ult boost plus her own damage makes her a viable DPS because she is single target. Her second skill is a special green converter. So just like Wind Valentine, so 1 orange and 1 blue orb to 2 greens, and then increases the skill points that you get from greens by 5% every time you use it, up to 100%, which, you know, I don't know how often you're going to use it, but I wouldn't bank too much. 5% is not, you know, the greatest thing. Like we've been trying to stack, you know, like Water Hinata's 5% ult, takes forever. It's not great. But, you know, any small buff that you can get along the way is worth it, right? So she is a special orb converter and an alt booster and a personal attack buffer. And she's a single target alt. She also has a trait, which I believe is, I think, just like the normal... Actually, I don't even know what her alt effect is, if she has one. I don't think it's ever listed. It's not. But she has a trait, which is new for the 1-year anniversary units. They're going to add it to some older units as well. So when you max out a unit, level 100, like fully awakened unit, they get an additional effect. Kind of like how Grand Cross does when you get a unit to 6/6. Their alt gets more powerful, or they get just some extra additional effect for the whales, essentially. So MILIM has an effect where she increases damage of... this says Souls of Secrets by 5%, but I think it's actually Souls of Combo. So I think it's another 5% to the alt damage, and we can check that against the Global Dev Diary after this. But pretty sure that's 75% alt damage right there, alongside her own buff, alongside being a special converter. She also has a PvP trait, which we got. The large-scale battle content is that Valor Cup that we saw a couple days ago. It is not live PvP. I'm just going to put that out there. It is against AIs, which is unfortunate, and I know it's going to make some people unhappy, but that's not the point of this video. We're going over units right now. So, limited to one use, 10% reduction to all enemy gauges when 2 combo is triggered. So it's when you send at least 2 orbs, you get a 10%, you put a reduction, a debuff on the enemy. So that's fine. That'll come into effect again during the PvP thing. Now we're moving on to RIMURU, who looks to be also very good. He has a skill which gives all allies 100% crit rate. So yet again, another unit who's trying to take over the hero's spot. And then increases crit damage by 40% for 1 turn. And I'm pretty sure this is for the team, and not just him. Again, we can check that. But guaranteed crits, 40% crit damage. If it's for himself, cool. If it's for the entire team, even better, right? His second skill is where things get very interesting. It costs 70 points at level 10, so it is the most expensive skill thus far. He enters a absorption state for 2 turns, which allows him, in this state, to absorb an enemy's ultimate. A secret skill, whatever you want to call it. So, what that means is that you use this skill, and the enemy is about to ult you. The enemy ults you, and RIMURU says, "Go fuck yourself." And he takes that ult. You take no damage from it. You also get a guaranteed ult gauge, right? So you have no ult. You use this skill. The enemy ults you. You've just yoinked that ult and made it your own, so then the next following turn, you magically have an ult. Right? 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 He steals ults. He yoinks it. He's, again, I'm going to reference Grand Cross. He's Esterosa, almost, right? Esterosa does damage when you ult him, when you use his ult. He's just taking it and giving himself his own ult, which is still a very powerful skill. So it will save you damage. Now he can only absorb 1 ult. So if there's 3 enemies and all 3 of them are ulting, you will absorb the first one, but you will then be hit by the second and third ult. So it only nullifies 1, but it will still give you the guarantee ult from absorbing that first one. So that's good. That's going to take a lot of damage away, and it's going to open up a lot of possibilities to, I don't really care what turn this is, I'm just going to yoink it. So you can save it. You don't have to use it, right? And it's only for 2 turns, right? So you're not going to use it like the first fight, unless you're going against Ifrit or something. But 70 skill points is a lot. It's a big ask, and you only start with 30 default. So he also has an effect on top of that where he increases the skill point rate of all souls by 10% up to 100%. And you can only use the absorption once, I believe. I think is what that says. And then his trait, you get skill points up by 10 at level 100 up to 15. And we'll have to, again, check the global one for that. He has a PvP trait. Activated after turn 6, once only inflict seal to the enemy. It does not imply choice. It should be all that are on the field. So seal should be no swapping. Again, PvP kind of thing. And then we move on to Protector VELDORA, who looks to be very interesting as well. All three of these units are very, very good. So he leads Dark and Magic. So we have another VELDORA leading Dark. We have Wind VELDORA, who's half leading Dark. We have Space VELDORA, who's half leading Dark. And now we have this VELDORA, who is full leading Dark. So, his protection skill increases the magic attack of all allies by 10% for 1 turn. And then, from the start of battle, for 8 turns, every time you use a skill, you will increase that magic attack by another 5%, up to 70%. So, it's kind of like how Light 2.0, where for the first 3 turns, you use skills and you stacked up the Pierce rate of Shizu and the Pierce power of Shion. This is now 8 turns of stacking, but there is a cap on how much you can actually get, which is 70%. But that will be included on top of the base 10% that you get for using the skill. So technically that's 80% magic damage, right? Now, you combine 80% magic damage with guaranteed crits and 40% crit damage and 75% ult, and you'd be doing a butt ton of damage, right? Also, he reduces the skill cost of skills by 20, just like Dark Rimuru, just like Benimaru, just like Sokka. So he's resetting skill costs and also increasing your skill cost limit by 45 points. He's not changing orbs, so kind of unfortunate there. Is another green meta, right? We have not had an orange-focused meta since Earth 1.0, and at this point, it's gotta be the next meta, otherwise it's just crazy. But stacking magic attack up to 80%, resetting skill costs, upping your skill point limit. You've got MILIM being a special orb changer, and then you also have IZIS, who we should get over that now, so we'll go over to the global side. Where is that? That is not the global side. No, here it is. Sorry, here we go. IZIS. She increases all your green gauge increase by 50% for 3 turns, but nerfs oranges. Secret skill gauge increase by 50%. So it's kind of like Octagram Valentine, on the you buff one but you nerf one. This one's much better, because it's not like you're using oranges in this meta anyway. It's fine. Greens, boosting greens is what you want. And then she is also an orb changer, right? She's got 2 blues into 2 greens. So you have a 2 blue, 2 green. You have the special converter for MILIM. You also have, Soe, Ranga converting oranges to greens. You have Aaron converting oranges to greens. You have Wind Valentine being the other special green converter. You have Misery, free-to-play space unit, who's boosting greens as well. This team has a lot of different options that you can use as far as team builds and getting greens, therefore, letting you increase your skill cap, boosting your skill points that you get, boosting your magic damage. This is a fairly good team. I can see this working very well, and I think this VELDORA is slightly better because, he's not limited to stacking space attack, stacking water attack like MILIM. He stacks magic damage, and a lot of good units, like the water team, do magic damage. So if you don't have water MILIM protector, you could run this VELDORA, because he's buffing magic and he's giving you magic damage. It's, you're not getting those incredibly boosted blue orbs, but you can stack up. You can stack up like the Wind 2.0 meta. You can stack up any magic damage dealer. So it's really, cleave the field in half between physical and magic now. He's a good protector. He could lead pretty much anything, because there are a bunch of green converters now. So let's make sure that all the other skills are right on the money. Let's let's see. Let's go RIMURU, crit rate, and all dark allies crit damage by 40%. Okay, so guaranteed crits to everybody, but only dark characters get the extra crit damage. But at least it's everybody that gets crit damage. Alright, so that's good right there. So as long as you're running at least 2 DPSs, so you could put like Diablo on this team. Like any of the Diablos. Well, not Wind, but you know, Dark 1 and 2. And they'll get the crit rate, they'll get the crit damage because they're dark. And then his second skill, self-absorbed secret skill, 2 turns, 1 time only, increases all souls skill point increase until the end of battle by 10%, max of 100. So, interesting. Only 1 use per battle. Okay, we'll have to see how this goes, because obviously the self-absorbed skill is like a 1-turn thing, like Rewind, but they want you to stack this 10% up to 100, unless this is going with another stack, right? So, like, the other green skill point stacks, maybe that 10% can only be, you can only have a maximum 100%, so if you're at, like, 95, you use this skill, you're only going to go to 100 instead of getting that 10%. That's probably how it's working out. So, because obviously this you can only use the skill once, so you're not going to use this 10 times, right? That'd be too crazy. So let's move on to MILIM. Let's make sure everything is right. Combos damage by 70%, increases own attack by 15, and then skill point increase by 5%, max 100. Okay, so yeah, that's what it's going for. So you can use the RIMURU once, but if you try and go over 100% of the skill point gain, you're not going to. And then VELDORA, magic attack by 10, increases by 5 for max of 70 by the end of turn 8, decreases skill cost by 20, increases skill cost limit by 45. Alright, so that's the same stuff. Does it go over the other stuff regarding the skills? It does not. Okay, so that's why I don't really like the global developer diaries. They are just missing information. So, that is the unit overviews. They will show up tonight in less than 12 hours. So let me know how hyped you are for these new units. Do they seem worthy of the anniversary, or do you think they're kind of underwhelming? Let me know, but I will see you all in 12 hours. We're going to summon my ass off for these units, because I want them 100, and we're gonna be spending some money tonight. So hope you're prepared for the pain that is my summons. So let me know what you guys think, but that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you later.